Okay folks, so here we're going on. We've just done the first 15 minutes and we actually automatically got cut off. So hopefully this one will play through for another 15 minutes. So onto hands and knees, and let's just work through the spine. So push your spine up to the ceiling, tuck your chin onto your chest, pull your tummy in as tightly as you possibly can. Wrists are under shoulders, knees under hips, pull up. And now drop down the other way. So you're pushing your tummy back in towards the floor. You're going to always push your bottom up towards the ceiling and then slide your shoulders down towards your waist as you look ahead, pulling in the abs. So extension through the spine and now flexion through the spine. Push the spine up again. Really important to keep the spine mobile. Really need to keep the body working, and the spine is so important, obviously. And sit and then hold here. Let's just go from here into an opposite arm. Sorry, we're going to just bend the elbows outside, take it down, breathing in, and push up through the wrist, breathing out. So we can keep going with this. This is a nice, easy option. It works your wrists, it works across your chest muscles, pectoral, or if you like, take the hands further forwards, drop your hips down, and cross your ankles. Now what I want you to be really aware of is that you're not letting your tummy drop down. You've sort of got that lift there. It looks a bit weird with this shirt because it's hanging down a bit, covering my big tummy. And then slide your shoulders down. Get those shoulders in line with your hips and with your knees. So there's no, just look at the camera just quickly for a moment, just see no hinging through the hips. They're staying right here. And then you just dip and lift. You might like your hands wider, up to you. Breathe in and breathe out. And if you want to work even harder, which the men will, and some of those young girlies in the class, breathe in and breathe out. That's too hard for me. I find that too difficult, so I'm going to keep going with this. So we're just taking it down and lifting up. So you can be on full blown press up, or you can just do that half one, or you can be in the one with your hands under your shoulders and knees under hips. But the really important thing, if you're with your knees crossed, ankles crossed, sorry, and you're dropping your hips down, be really careful. I want to just have a quick look at the camera, that you're not taking it down and then watch the hips, we don't want to do that. You want to keep the hips absolutely level. So it's breathe in and breathe out. So it's the only thing that's moving are your arms, your shoulders, your elbows. Do a couple more of these, just taking it down if you can. If you've had enough, just sit back into a stretch. Okay, so we're just sitting back now when you're ready into a stretch. Hips back, hands forwards. And now bring your arms round behind you, take hold of your heels. So this is one we've been doing for a little while now, if you were coming to classes when they were running. Now bring the arms round in a semicircle so they're wide. They're wider than your shoulders. And now push your spine up. So we're going back into that flexion as you push the spine up and drop your chin onto your chest. From here, drop the hips down. This is a totally different one than the one we just did. We're going to drop the hips down, and the hips are going down towards the floor. Shoulders are sliding, so you've got that extension through the spine and you're looking ahead. And sit back into a stretch. We're going to do 3 more of these. Bring the hands behind you, taking hold of your heels. Now slowly to work the shoulders. Bring the arms round so they're wide of the shoulders. Those of you who have any shoulder issues, you might find that's too difficult. So just start with the hands forwards, pulling with the abs. But also it's very good to help get those shoulders working again, loosening them up. Drop the hips down, look ahead, slide your shoulders. Take a breath in. Abs are working here to help prevent any issues going on. Sit back, we've got 2 more to go. Bring the hands behind you, take hold of your ankles. Take a breath in. And breathe out, slowly bring the arms round. So this is where a lot of people forget to do this flexion of the spine. Push the spine up, pull the tummy in. And now drop down again, drop the hips, look ahead, slide your shoulders, take a breath in, and breathe out, sit back. We'll do 1 more of these. So hands are coming behind, taking hold of your ankles, take a breath in, breathe out, bring it round, push the hips up, and drop down, look ahead, slide your shoulders. Take a breath in, holding here, and breathe out, sit back, but this time into a stretch with your hands forwards and just pushing your hips back. And when you're ready, come down onto your tummy. So you're going to come down onto the tummy. I'm just going to a bit of an angle so that you can sort of see what's going on here. Okay, that's probably about right. So head about 1 inch off the floor. So we're not putting the head right down to the floor, but I don't want you to put any strain through your neck. So don't use your neck towards, you're just looking to the floor without any strain through the neck. Connect through the stomach muscles, pull your abs in, and we're going to lift the opposite arm to leg. So you might lift your left leg, your right arm, whichever's right. Lift up, breathing out, or vice versa, and breathe in to lower down. As you do this, you're just lifting as high as you can, the opposite arm and opposite leg. Toes are pointing and pushing, not only pointing, but pushing away from the fingertips. So you're really lengthening as you lift, breathing out, and breathe in to lower down. Try not to let the hips roll, and try and keep the head in exactly the same position. So the head's not lifting, it's just your limbs, just your arms and your legs. Pull in with the abs, breathe out to lift a little bit higher and hold. And down. You might feel this pull through the tummy, which is good. Breathe out, lift and stretch, lift a bit higher. And down. Breathe out to lift, keep the hips into the floor. You can keep going with this. For some of you, this will be just perfect and just as much as you want to go for. Some of you might think, well, let's have a go at lifting both. So you're going to really pull in those abs, take a breath in to prepare, keep the head in the same position, neck staying in line with the spine. As you breathe out, lift both arms and both legs and breathe in to lower down. So you're going to take a breath out to lift and breathe in to lower down. We're going to change this slightly. So some of you might still be going with opposites, that's fine. Otherwise, take a breath in. As you breathe out, lift both, breathe in and hold, lift a bit higher, and breathe out to lower down. You're still trying to stretch your fingertips and toes as far away from each other as you can. So taking a breath in, neck stays in line with the spine. As you breathe out, lift and hold, and breathe in and lift higher, and breathe out to lower down. If you're feeling this at all through your lower back across here, then please stop. Okay, we're going to do 4 more of these if you can, or you're going to keep going with just the opposite arm and opposite leg. But it's that lifting and holding a bit longer. Take a breath in, breathe out, lift, breathe in and hold, breathe out, lift higher. Watch the head's not lifting with you, it's just staying in line with the spine. 3 more, take a breath in, breathe out, lift, hold, breathe in and lift a bit higher, and back down. 2 more, breathe in to prepare, breathe out, lift, take a breath in and breathe out, lift higher, and breathe in to lower down. And again, take a breath in, breathe out, lift, breathe in and hold, push away and lift higher, breathing in and breathe out, and relax down. You bring your forehead onto your hands, flex your toes now, so your toes are pulling up towards you, you're sort of balancing on your toes, and just lift alternate legs, breathe out to lift and in to lower. And if you can, we'll lift the opposite arm to leg. So the elbow lifts off the floor, back of your hand is glued to your forehead, swap hands. So if you can see how I'm doing this, you might just like to look just for a moment. So my hands are on top of each other, I'm lifting my right leg, left arm, breathe out to lift, and then I'm going to swap. So the hands swap, and then I lift, and I take it down and swap hands. So the back of the hands keeping glued to the forehead until we get down to the floor, you swap hands and lift. You might like to lift both, so get the heels together. We were actually doing where we had the knees going out to the sides a little bit. I think that's a bit complicated seeing as we're just sort of on a video. So let me just go so you can see what's happening with my feet. So you should be able to see my feet now. So we're going to have the heels together and just check. Can you see? So the heels are together and toes out to the side, and breathe out to lift and into lower. And if you can lift your head and shoulders as well, then go for it. Breathe out, lift, and breathe into lower. I'm just turning back round so now you've seen the feet action. So some of you are still going with single because that's more comfortable for your back. Some of you are going with double. If you're going with double, we're going to breathe out, lift, and pull the elbows back. Take it back, bring the hands back to the forehead, put the feet and the arms back to the floor. So some of you might just be going with single here, pulling one elbow back, putting the hand to the forehead and back down. Lifting the opposite arm and opposite leg, trying not to look to where the elbow's going, you're just looking to the hand that's to the floor. So looking to the hand that's to the floor, pulling the elbow back, try not to look towards the elbow, or lifting both and looking just to the floor and back and down. So your choice on this. 4 more of these if you can. Breathing out to lift, pull back. Breathe in, hand back to the forehead or hands back to the forehead. Breathe out, pull back, take a breath in, Breathe out, lower down. So breathe in to prepare. 2 more. Breathe out, lift and pull back. Hands always go with the level that suits you. You might have done, we're going to do one more of these, but you might have decided, actually, I've started with these, but I don't want to do any more. I want to go back to singles. It's your choice. But now, sit back into a stretch. Hips are back, hands are forwards. Stretch it out through the back, through the hips. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And come back up onto your hands and knees. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Knees are hip width apart. And we'll just extend the opposite arm and opposite leg. So breathe out and extend. Level the hips. I'm going to go to the other side actually. Level the hips. So I don't know if you can see the television or the camera or whatever you're looking at, the laptop. Get the hips level and now tap for 4. So we're breathing in to tap and out to lift. You're keeping your arm totally in line with your ear and you're trying to get your heel up in line with your hip. And we do, that's the last one. Now pull your elbow and your knee together. Tuck your chin onto your chest. Hold, pull the abs in, hold, 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 balance here, and now stretch it out. We're going to do 3 more. Pull together, use your stomach muscles, elbow to knee, hold, 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 and stretch. We've got 2 more. Breathe in, hold, hold, and breathe out, and 2 more. Breathe in, and stretch, and 1 more. Breathe in, hold, hold, hold. Stretch it out. Don't worry if you get a bit wobbly. Sometimes that can make you wobbly. Let's sit back into a stretch from that. Just release the wrist a little. Quite tough on the supporting wrist. And back up onto your hands and knees and we'll go with the other side. So extend and stretch. Level the hip. And bring it down. Tap. And lift. 4 of these. 3. Breathing out to lift, into lower. 2. And 1 more. Okay, you can keep going with that if you prefer, but if you can pull together, hold, great on the balance, hold, 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 pull the abs in, holding, and stretch. Pull together, breathing in. Hold, 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 and breathe out. Got 2 more. Well done, and hold. Stretch it out, last one. Pull together, together, together. Oops, nearly lost it there. And stretch out and bring it all down. Sit back into a stretch. Hips are back, hands forwards. Give your wrists a little bit of a stretch out, a release here. And come down onto your tummy. And we'll just work the lumbar spine. So elbows tucked into your waist, sorry. No, oh sorry, yes, elbows tucked into your waist. So we'll have the elbows to the waist. You can just push up onto the forearms or lift up onto your forearms, looking ahead, sliding your shoulders. Now come up onto your hands, drop the shoulders, look ahead, pull in with the abs. So we're working right into the small of your back here, holding, 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 and now slowly bring it down. So take a breath in to prepare and breathe out. Lift. Some of you might find that that's quite tough through your back. You might like to stay to here, or you might take your hands further forwards, so that, and you lift up and you haven't got quite such a strong extension through the spine. So it's your choice. What some of you might like to do is lift your hands off the floor, lift your chest as high as you can, keep the chest lifted, put the hands to the floor and lift up higher, dropping the shoulders. Take a breath in, as you breathe out, start to lower down. And then as soon as you're able, so you're going to really pull in with the abs here, if you can, as soon as you can, lift your hands off the floor, try and keep the feet to the floor, and then relax the entire body down. So we're going to lift the hands off the floor, lift the chest as high as you can, put the hands to the floor and lift up. Take a breath in and breathe out, start to lower down, pulling in with the abs, pulling in. As soon as you're able, lift your hands off the floor, keeping your feet to the floor, and then relax all the way down. That's a much stronger work through the spine. What you're doing here is you're strengthening your abs even more, and we're getting these muscles right down the sides to strengthen up, to help support your spine. Keep going with this. So just in your own time. So those of you who prefer to keep the hands to the floor, that's just fine. And you listen to your back. We don't want to push you straight into something that might cause an injury. I want you to gradually get used to doing something. So some of you might want to keep going with that for a few weeks and then add the lift of the hands and then put it down. And you will find the more you do this, the stronger you get. And you know, as I said in the video earlier, if you don't use it, you lose it. And it is true. We need to keep using the body as much as we can, working the body whenever you can think of, just to keep it supple, to keep the body moving. Lift, and then hands to the floor and lift up. Okay, so you might be starting to tire now through the lumbar. So if you are, please stop. Otherwise, do 2 more if you feel you can. So take it down, and lift up. Excellent, and down. Last one. Lift if you can. If you've had enough, you're just sitting back into a stretch. Hands to the floor, take it back. So you're trying to keep your feet to the floor as you lower down, and you're just bringing the hands up whenever you can, and then all the way back down. And from here, bring your hands forwards. So hands are coming now. I'm making me go so you can see. Hands are forwards as far as you can take them. Start to walk them in. And if you can get your elbows off the floor, do. I'm going to walk it in, and look up to the ceiling here to work right down into your sacrum, so almost towards your bottom, and push the hands away again. So keep going with this. Take a breath in. Again, if you find it's too much through your back, just keep your elbows to the floor. If you can look up to the ceiling, that's going to pull that down a little. But those of you who can come right up to here and look up, really good. It's right through the very lowest part of your spine. So into your sacrum, take a breath in and breathe out. Walk the hands in, and take a breath in and hold. Shoulders are down, and breathe out to lower down. And let's just do 2 more now. Just whilst you're doing this, to check how long we've been working on this. Okay, so we're going to do 2 more. And when you've done your 2, just sit back into a stretch. So just do one more possibly now, and then sitting back into a stretch, and I'm going to turn off, and then we'll get with the next one coming up in a minute. Okay.